Hello Virgo, welcome back to my channel. This is your weekly tarot reading for January 18th through the 24th. This is an intuitive reading, so if the messages work for you, amazing. If they don't, then they are meant for somebody else. I'm going to try and be as clear and give as many as I can. It gets really loud when you read for the general mass. The deck I use is the Spirit Science Patch Tarot, and this focuses mostly on spiritual and personal development. So without much further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Universe, what is Virgo? It doesn't want me to do anymore, so we'll just go from there. Dang, Virgo. I mean, you were on a roll last week. The Hangman, I knew it. When I started shuffling it, the deck before the video, a couple fell down in my lap and I picked it up and it was the Hanged Man. I was like, oh, they're going to get the Hangman, aren't they? And look at that. Top of the deck. Hangman is being crossed by the Four of Discs, stability. Your higher self is working on the Eight of Cups, renunciation. You and about like half the signs are working on that. Subconsciously, you're working with the Nine of Swords, cruelty. Past experience is the Seven of Cups, illusion. A lot of people have been getting this card too. Coming up for you this week is the Seven of Swords, crisis. Your internal world is the Hierophant. Your external world is the Six of Discs. Your focus this week is the Nine of Wands, endurance. You got a lot going on, sweeties. And overall, it's the Queen of Swords, perceptive. All right, so here we are. New situation, okay? Let me go about this. This is a person that does not know which way to go about it. That things happen very quickly. Words can be spoken that are cruel and critical, and they can put us in a mind space of, it feels like, stuck and not knowing which way to go about things. But you're crossing energy here, because I'm getting a lot of, and you know, what I'm picking up off of this card itself is just not being able to move and being subjected to other people's dramas and critiques of you. But that's being crossed with the Four of Discs, stability. Okay, so this not knowing of which way to go and feeling stuck and not being able to move is being crossed by this energy now of the Four of Discs, building that stable structure for yourself. And look at you. You're walking away from situations, walking towards something new. You're not leaving anything unresolved. So this issue is not left unresolved. You yourself are like, it's just not good for me anymore. I'm not in that stuckness anymore. I'm not at the wrath of something immediate happening that just ruin everything, and that insecurity and that not being able to move out of the situation, you know, even though you hated it here. It's just being stuck and not knowing what to do. But that's like, look, you know what you want to do now. You're going to build the stability and you're definitely working on this new goal. Now, subconsciously, the energy you're bringing in this week is the Nine of Swords, cruelty. This is beating yourself up and holding on to things that you don't need to be holding on to, feelings and emotions and attachments, which, you know, in order for you to learn what you want to walk towards and is not going to be serving you anymore, you need to meet these things kind of face to face and be like, are you good for me or are you not? You know, and if you're not, then we need to heal. Purpose card, peace card, dreamy card. Thinking a lot about what path you want to take, what dreams you want to fulfill, and just like carrying these unneeded emotions attached to it. You know, like those times that you were down for self-care because you just couldn't, do not feel guilty about that. Okay, we all need that time to get our shit together. We need downtime to think things through, and that's what you've done. Okay, because you've been through a lot here. Goodness. So now you're focusing on your purpose and your dreams. Okay, so that conflicting energy right there, you're not going to carry it anymore. Okay? past experience here is illusion, the Seven of Cups. These are realizations that that's not what I want. That's not, when you tried to build this and it fell, it's because it wasn't for you. It wasn't inherently your life path destiny, and you're realizing that. You're like, well, I wasn't friends with that person because that's how this would have turned out. And you're like held on this memory of why did they leave me, this abandonment feeling, but then you're like, well, that's why, because I would have been in a worse position if I had stayed with them. So it's like that type of illusion is like new lighting has come to it, new thought, and it's just like those weren't for me. And you're ready to move forward, stepping away from that. For you this week, the Seven of Swords, crisis. I'm gonna pull some self-love. Okay, so the energy of at odds, the energy of this situation, of this quickness of whatever it was that created a lot of this enlightenment and this realism for you and realization for you. I need to pull one more, you guys. Alright, so you are stepping up to that role. You're looking around your environment in this needy period. It feels like there's so much lack, and I call this the pandemic card. This is how it comes up for me, and everything that comes with it, with loss of job, loss of finance, not having enough, limited supply, mental, emotional, in the pandemic and things like that. So you're starting to look around your environment and see where you can apply yourself to create this stability and for this long-term purposeful goal. So you've been really studying all the material possessions around you and what you and your loved ones will need. You're working in a position of being that great provider and giving with that unconditional love here and trying to alleviate that whole situation and all the trauma that it had caused. Okay? And you're planning, and here in your subconscious self, wow. You got the whole world in your hand, and if you need in your hands, and if you need a little time to think it through, then you take that little time to think it through, okay? You're not a super person, Your external world is working with the Six of Discs, generosity, faith, wishes coming true. This is things turning out in your favor. I mean, in your internal world, your external world, keep the faith, because this week you got so much going on. You've got a thing over here and a thing over there and a thing over there and a thing over there and all this paperwork to keep up with. I know I've been going through the paperwork. Oh my goodness, it's been crazy catching up on everything. But definitely, do you have the energy to get through it all? You absolutely do, because you can make the best choices here. Okay, this is you this week, overseeing everything as the Queen of Swords. This is somebody that is looking for the best result in whichever way they send their energy or put their focus. Okay, and this is somebody that has a lot of experience to know what is the best choice here. You might have not been able to do anything. Now you're focusing on stability, but you can make, and you can and do make the best choices for you and your loved ones. All right. Well, that's what I have for you this week, Virgo. If you like this video, like, subscribe, go check out my other videos. I post every week with weeklies. I do monthlies as well. And I will see you again.